Well, you know what they say about practice, right?
No pain, no gain. We've got plenty of tricks for old dogs. No excuses here. Ready to work? Peace.
Was that the... You're one tough cookie, Hunter. Biscotti level tough.
Biscotti?
Teeth-breaking Tony kind of cookie.
If only I was more teeth-breaking with venom.
Yeah, not your best moment, but it wasn't a total bust. We learned that it takes more than an energy blast straight from hell to wipe you out.
True.
And that Blade? He's an asset.
Having a creature of darkness on our side is always smart. Especially since our battles are only going to take us closer and closer to the darkness.
Not a fun thought, but you're right. Outside the mission stuff, I gotta say, I had my doubts about Blade. The brooding vibe, the sunglasses indoors, his lack of preference between a Chicago style versus New York, which is just plain wrong. But the more I see him in action, the more I think he might be an okay dude.
You definitely left a mark on him as well. He is quite impressed with your capabilities.
Well, let him know. The feeling is 100% mutual. Happy to have him on the team. Anyway, I wanted to ask how you were, and it turned into a full-blown cooler talk. Better get back to work before the boss notices. Catch you later.
You handle yourself well on the battlefield.
You mean it? Thank you so much.
Lovecraft, Crowley, Transcendental Magic, Conquest through Technology and Mysticism by Victor Von Doom. Guessing this library doesn't carry the Hardy Boys.
I am unfamiliar with their work.
I brought you here, Hunter, so we might reconnect with your roots. To remind you of who you are, where you came from, and where you can go. And, more importantly, who I believe you can become.
If the answers to my destiny were in these pages, I am sure we would have found them by now.
You are the author of your destiny, Hunter. Great. Now I'm starting to sound like Nick Fury's autobiography. Keep striving to be the best version of the Hunter you can be. If you keep doing the work, nothing will be out of your reach. Except for that row of encyclopedias at the top of that bookshelf. I'm pretty sure you're gonna need a ladder for that.
You really absorbed all that venom goop like it was nothing.
Heard about the explosion. Glad you're okay.
Yeah, something tells me it won't be
Unlike the others, I don't find recklessness romantic or heroic. We cannot risk losing you, Hunter.
Hello, Hunter.
Just in case you were looking for another opportunity to even the score with Hydra, I think these clowns are hoping for a fight.
Sure thing.
Minor systems damage. Targeting systems active.
Okay, that was awesome. Okay, that was pretty cool.
By her command!
You're making me angry.
Hey, cut that out!
Coward would hide.
I'm Alpha, reinforcing.
You are cowards.
Welcome, assistants. You are going to talk.
Ready to run now!
I would say that qualifies as amazing.
For Hydra! No one gets away.
Maybe you're not taking me seriously.
I'm down to responding.
I've got enough webs. Trust me, some of my friends won't be this friendly. Or neighborhood. Or Spider-Man. You're in trouble now.
It's almost graceful the way you swing through the air like that. Your time has come. Hail that.
We have to aid them if we can.
Talk while you still can.
It's the best. situation is grave. This will help. Leave this world alone and forgotten. I have no respect for mindless followers. Ready?
Time to slow things down.
Give me time.
You have earned this. Weak, even for Hydra. Tell us what you know, Fiend. The light is on our side.
You're a good friend.
I won't let you down this time.
We're losing ground.
Lilith will not be pleased with your efforts.
No threat to us so far.
You are lucky to still be breathing. You were too weak for this fight.
I doubt they'll take that beating to heart, but we can always hope.
Glad to have you with us.
How's it going?
Heading to book club. Are you?
Meet you there.
Let's head over.
I like this book, but I can't explain why. Maybe I'll figure it out as we discuss it.
I should not be this nervous about what you all thought of the book. Even the best translations from Kree lose subtext.
One thing you and I have in common, Hunter. We both know death ain't a career ender. I mean, Let's get this started.
I am ready.
Carol, this was your book, so you can start.
I'll throw it back to you. What did you think of the book?
I had a rough time with it.
You didn't like it?
Didn't say that. At first I spent more time referencing the glossary than reading the book.
Sounds familiar. What changed?
I noticed a kind of rhythm to the words. I began to see them as lyrics to a song. All that dry talk faded and it finally came together. The lyrics made it feel much bigger than a chapter on Kree farming implements.
Yeah, I could not figure any of it out. I thought a post-hole digger was a new kind of demon.
At first, I thought it was for digging graves at closed casket funerals, but the lyrics helped me keep with it. Once I caught on, I kept reading and didn't rely on the glossary. I picked everything up from context. That's when I realized none of this was about farming. I'm surprised how much stuck with me, despite some concepts being legit alien to me.
Agreed. For me, the rhythm wasn't lyrics. It was more like the book was written to a cadence.
That's why I had you read it on your Spark. The mnemonic lexicon won't work with a hard copy.
The what now?
An ancient Kree technique. It helps you remember texts that would otherwise be considered... There's no Kree word for stuffy, but essentially that. But all that's packaging. Let's get into the book itself. Hunter, did you figure out what the bloom and the harvest represent?
Kree vegetable cultivation techniques on a grand scale.
Exactly.
Are you joking?
Are you?
Maybe.
Okay, but you're still right. At the time of the book's writing, the Kree cared most about integrating captured territory while still expanding their empire. Conquered worlds came with people. Rather than treat them as prisoners, the Kree provided them with most benefits enjoyed by Kree citizens. This period is known as the Cultivation.
So the bloom was when they gained full citizenship under their conquerors.
No, it's when the world requested it. As long as they could feed themselves with Kree farming techniques and defend their world with Kree defenses, the request was granted with few exceptions.
So what's the harvest?
As part of the service required by the Empire, many of these new citizens began the cultivation of freshly conquered worlds.
So they were living examples. Show the newly conquered what they could achieve if they went along with the Empire.
That's also how vampires work.
Carol, I think I pieced together the Kree strategy.
Do tell.
It's all tied to agriculture. Every soldier knows you can't fight if you can't eat, but they applied this to their expansion. Till the field, sow the seed, pull the weed, reap the crop. It means the Kree wouldn't advance until the territory they took was secure and productive.
What about hoist the scarecrows? Was that line not in your copy?
Actually, the section on the empty towers describes their version of the Scarecrow. Due to constant shuffling of personnel, you couldn't tell which bases were fully staffed and which stood empty.
What if they had not done that?
They would have had no soldiers to continue their advance. It would have stalled them out. But the Kree expansion had momentum. They could afford to push harder because their whole weight was behind the advance. Unless a world could push just as hard, it would eventually fall under Kree control. Carol, how was that?
Close enough to impress me. The strategy in Volume 32 wasn't perfect, but it worked out for the Kree far more often than it failed.
What happened when it failed?
That's covered in Volume 33.
And that's Book Club. Steve, you're up next. What's your book?
The Mantle of Authority, by General Chester Phillips.
Is this the one you keep saying I should read?
The very same. Now you have to. It's book club. I hope you enjoy the book I chose.
Why do you say that?
It's about people who weren't around until after your death. But I'm sure you'll figure out the context.
So why choose this book?
Volume 30 was way too spicy for this crowd.
Go on.
I'm kidding. It's relevant to what we're facing today. Hydra, the Lilin, your mom, they seem to have the upper hand all over the world.
Sure, but I want to hear more about that spicy book.
I guarantee you don't. Ancient Cree takes on population husbandry are, let's call it, mechanically quaint.
Right, but on a scale of 1 to 10, how spicy?
-5. Ration paste bland, apartment wall vanilla, hotel art banal, even the diagrams are boring.
How so?
It's all geometric shapes. Until I realized they were representational, I was extremely confused about Cree biology. Let's just say that I can never look at an octagon the way I used to.
Okay, just between us, Carol's book was extremely weird, right?
I should read the first 31 volumes for context.
You should not, nor should you read the one after this.
How many more are there?
At least 400. According to Carol, this was one of the good ones.
You should be honest with Carol.
I'm always honest with Carol. But if I tell her it was a weird book, I'll sound like I don't know much about her adopted culture.
And how is that bad? You do not know, so this is the perfect opportunity to ask.
Good point. All right, I'll do it. Thanks, Hunter.
Good luck.
You headed out?
I am taking off.
Peace. Carol, I had some more thoughts on the book.
You do? You must have really liked it.
Actually, I didn't connect with it at all. That's what I wanted to talk to you about.
Why, hello, Hunter.
Seriously, this is about as celebratory as I get, unless there's boba.
Hunter, are you alright?
Here to gloat, Mother?
Quite the opposite. I was concerned. I could not sense you after...
Your pet monster nearly destroyed me.
An unintended and unforeseen consequence of your continued assault against me. The mystical energies within our blood do not always mix well with off-worlders. But neither do the wards of your pretentious sorcerer. The venom creature is a calculated but necessary risk.
Your risk almost fractured my soul to pieces.
It is not your soul he fractured, but your chains. The shackle of your supposed caretaker.
My collar?
Every revolution of self starts with the tiniest of rifts. An ever so slight splinter in the glass. A hanging thread begging to be pulled until it unravels. All. You should be celebrating. That crack is the beginning of your emancipation from my sister's control. She keeps you collared because she fears you. They all do. Sarah wants to hold you back from realizing your full potential, the way she tried to hold me back centuries ago.
I am my own being. Not Sarah's puppet, not yours.
Then prove it. Tear off your collar. Become your true self. My poor precious child. I wonder if you even could. Once you're unshackled, you will finally be free to be yourself.
And who is that? Answer me!
No! Ah, how can this be? You have vanquished me once again.
This is the life. Kicking it with the legendary hunter. And kicking said legendary hunter's ass at a fighting game.
Do you really think I'm legendary, Carol?
Well, there are certainly legends about you. At least prophecies about saving the world. I'm beginning to think you can.
You do?
You're certainly saving me from boredom.
Rematch, then?
You realize that you'll need to win the next 3 matches to beat me.
Just press that forsaken restart button already.
Okay, but I'm not going easy on you, Hunter. You're way too good for that.
I am good now, huh?
Yeah, just not at this game.
Thought it might be nice to get away from the others and not talk for a change.
So we are going to fight again?
Not exactly. You've proven you can handle yourself with a sword, Hunter, but a warrior's greatest weapon is their mind. Yoga requires discipline, balance, and control. 3 things I'm hoping you've got in spades. How about we grab a couple of mats and find out?
I did not take you for someone who practiced the asanas.
Sound mind, sound body. Why not work both at once? Besides, I look good doing this.
Okay, Blade, let us do this.
Was hoping you'd say that. Now sit down, relax, empty your mind. Or as Magic likes to say, pretend you're Robbie.
Hunter, we have finished the symbiote sampling device. Come to the forge to have a look.
Peter, what's wrong? Stark and Strange are deciding what to do about Eddie. You think they'd ask, the only guy who gets what Eddie's going through.
I know magic, right?
Practice makes perfect. Later.
They say the Pacific Ocean has no memory, Hunter.
But you are looking at the Atlantic.
Really? Well, that explains so much. Just think. A few years ago, I was just your quintessential 98-pound high school freshman weakling. Even the lunch ladies used to shake me down for milk money. Now look at me. Hanging with the legendary Hunter and the Midnight Suns in their super-secret Atlantic Ocean base.
We are happy to have you.
That's just it. What if that radioactive spider had decided to chomp down on someone else's behind? What would old non-arachnid me be?
Something tells me you would have changed the world regardless, Peter Parker.
Changed the world? Let's not get carried away here. I may have helped out a bit in the neighborhood, but...
You have certainly impacted me.
Right back at you, pal. You know, Hunter, I've been to a lot of truly amazing places since I put on the old spider tights. Way beyond my little neighborhood in Queens. But when all is said and done, there is nowhere I'd rather be right now than here with the rest of you.
Hey, boss. I got something for... Here you are, Hunter. One symbiote sampler. Hot off the old demonic presses.
That is not what I expected.
Yes, I for one am not going anywhere near that thing.
You're a doctor. Don't tell me you're afraid of a little needle.
That is most certainly not a needle.
Well, you say tomato, I say one gamma-infused arc-powered laser tomato. Either way, we're good to go. Now we just have to get close enough to Venom to use it.
How exactly would I use this thing?
Works the same as any other needle. If your needle was hotter than molten lava and could pierce the sun, just stick the pointy end in him and let the device do the rest. Once we jab that thing, the symbiote will be extracted and stored within the chamber. The fluid inside should maintain the sample's molecular integrity indefinitely. I based it on the saliva he left on you during that last round.
I see. And does Spider-Man, Peter, think it will actually work?
I'm not sure. To be honest, I've kind of been keeping him out of the loop on this one. Look, Peter's a great kid, with a big heart. He looks at Venom and he doesn't see the same mucus monster we do. All he sees is Eddie Brock. From what he's told me, the two of them weren't exactly best friends before the symbiote got thrown into the mix. But that doesn't matter to Peter. It's not going to be easy to get that sample. We'll have to get real close. I know Peter would give anything, including his own life, to save Eddie. Guess I just don't want to see him distracted when the time comes. Look what happened to me with Bruce.
But you know I will not be distracted.
Well, they don't call you the healer, do they, Hunter? You'll get the job done. And if we can keep Peter from becoming old Slimeball's next afternoon snack, even better. Just need to get you ramped up on this thing. We'll start with something called the on switch.
Tony.
Just kidding, you're a natural at this stuff. Your Superlink profile's already trending. Natural. Yes, that is perfect. All natural. Hey, what do you say to your own organic Stark Drive drink line?
That is not what I meant.
Yeah, I know. Doesn't mean I'm wrong on any of this. End of the day, we gotta find Venom first before any of this matters. Given his symbiote is happily sliming its way across the 5 boroughs, it's gonna be hard getting any kind of reading on him with conventional means, as in the non-demonically possessed kind. Thankfully, there's always Auntie Caretaker and her magic mirror. I'd check in with her. Talk to you soon, Hunter. So, how's the whole saving the world thing going? Not bad, right? See you, Hunter.
How are you, Peter?
You tell me, Hunter. I'm out of the loop on everything. They're off discussing what to do about Venom, and no one has said a word to me about it.
You are worried about who Eddie Brock might hurt, are you not? If you want to take action, then speak up. This is not a classroom.
I know we're all heroes here. I know I shouldn't be intimidated. But Stark's just got this big-time Avenger air about him, and I'm Peter Parker from Queens. Who's gonna listen to me?
I am listening to you right now.
I know, I should be doing something, because right now I feel kinda useless. Maybe I'll use the forge to bake a loaf of sourdough. Really get in Stark's way until he notices me.
You should try it. See what happens.
What? No way. I was only kidding.
Maybe I was too.
I want to get Stark's attention, but I also don't want him to think I'm an idiot.
ask Bruce for help, and then I remember that, no, that's not an option anymore.
We've lost people before. Hey, can I ask a favor? Thanks, Hunter.
What's new, Hunter? I asked Tony if he had any material on encryption, and he left me this pile of spellbooks. These are the current priorities.
Happy to help.
It's a deadly field trip!
Hello.
Let's touch base.
Hunter, hello.
Who is a good girl? It is my Charlie girl.
I see Tony showed you his new toy.
He did.
He is so in love with his toys. I don't suppose he's given much thought as to who should get close enough to Venom to use it.
Tony is still worrying about the missteps he made with Dr. Banner.
Not sure he is ready to volunteer someone for the task.
I know. Poor Tony is inflicted with the curse of perfectionism. And there's no magic I know that can lift that. This won't be figured out right now, but we should decide something soon. Time is of the essence. But I suppose you know that better than anyone. We will talk again soon.
Back again.
New and improved.
If you can be... Let's do this.
A timely enhancement. Let us see it in action.
All right, then.
long.